Uh, Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the English class. I'm your English tutor today my name is Stephanie. All right. So welcome to the Form 4 midterm exam seminar, right? Let's wait a bit or more just in case there are more students to join in. But for today, we will be talking about these four main aspects. All right. So for this one, the first one, okay, we will look into our fact sheet related to technology, vocabulary related to technology. We have extended writing. What we will be doing today will be article. And if there is time, we will also look into the paper one part. All right. So I suppose you already have your Form 4 seminar notes with you. And without any further ado, let's just dive right into it. All right. So guys, please look into your page two, just a very quick mention of what will be the format of our SPM English. So from Form 3 to Form 4, I'm not sure if your school teacher have already mentioned this with you, but then there will be a slight changes in terms of the papers lah, okay, and also the aspect in our papers. So the first one in paper one, we will have still five parts. However, you are no longer go with error correction for the second one. There will be multiple choice close, okay. Third one and fourth one no longer be your short answers or your information transfer. We change to long text, gap text come up, and then we have the fifth part, which is the multiple matching lah, right? But I will have to say the comprehension part is still the same, similar. It's just that slightly harder in terms of the question. But if possible, later we will just dive right into it and look into it lah. Okay. But today our main part will be talking about paper two. All right. We were talking about paper two. Let's talk about our paper two part three today. We will talk about article. All right. So what I will be bringing you through later on in terms on the fact sheet, which is some information that is very useful for you to write in paper two, and also the vocabularies that you can use in your essay. I will try to demonstrate to you how can you use them in this article lah. All right. Yeah. The third thing is that because from 3 to from 4, the changes is that we no longer go with just two parts all right? There will be three parts. What has been broken out, all right, split out is that the guided writing part is still your factual essay. However, for your part 3 will be all formatted essay like article, report, reviews, and your story also be here lah. Okay, and what we need to achieve will be this CAOL, the 5 mark each, the total of 20 marks. All right, so what I will be teaching you later will be showing you how can you get your content, your communicative achievements, organization and language right, and you can get these marks. Okay, speaking and also listening will be your paper 3 and 4. I won't cover this for today. That one, if there is time, we might be doing in the class lah. All right, so this is what we will be doing. So now everybody please go to your page 3. All right, if you are already at page 3, can you please raise your hand? At least give me some response so that I know that what is your pace? Can I move on accordingly? All right, so Chikai and Eko, so far okay? Good. Now, for the first part, fact sheet, this is fact sheet 0, first thing first. All right, if you are a normal class student, you definitely already know what's fact sheet. So fact sheet is what we TDC English use to tell you about more information related to essay writing. Okay, and since the theme that we will be discussing today will be related to technology, this will be the gray color part here will be the part where you can use in your introduction. Can you please write it down? This is for introduction usage. Most of the time for introduction. Okay, can you please highlight what I've highlighted here? These are the main thing or the choice of words or phrases that you should use in order to get your content marks. Right, the first one, over 85% of teenagers in developed country now access learning materials online. All right, over 4.5 billion people are online, making digital technology the backbone of global communication and innovation. So with this, you are able to hook the attention of your readers and also able to do something that is much more atas lah, I would say, to write a more atas essay. Okay, hi Cheryl, this is our page 3. Okay, this is our page 3. And also the third point here, nearly 90% of young adults now prefer digital platforms for their favorite content, highlighting technology roles in redefining entertainment consumption. So if you realize what I've prepared for you here are more on the facts and also the numbers. When you write this, it is able to help you to boost more confidence, or at least your readers confident that wow, okay, macam yes then I have to really pay attention to see what we'll be discussing next. All right, so these are for introduction use. Then the next one will be the most important one. So technology for this SPM, I mean one of the most popular topic. All right, usually what they will be focused on will be talking about the advantages, also the disadvantages lah. All right, so here I prepped some alternative words for you just to let you know, other than using advantages, is there any other words that you can use to talk about the same meaning? And while writing, you can just apply the different alternative words to enhance more on your language part. Okay, so first thing first, advantages pair with disadvantages. Okay, benefits pair with our, this is drawbacks. We have strengths that pair with weakness, and we have pros and cons. All right, so you need to know alternative words in order to able to get more marks for your language part, because for Form 4 and Form 5 especially, your teacher will expect you to be able to write with varied words. No worries, it's okay. I just started. This is your page 3. Yeah, this is the page 3. Okay, moving on to the next one. So let's talk about it one by one. First thing first, advantages are all the good things about the technology. So there are 3 points that I've prepped for you, because I believe according to what we'll be writing, right, you don't have to prep more than 3 points. There's usually it's just singular points or plural form, and for plural, usually 2 points will be sufficient for you lah, for each paragraph. Okay, so here the first one is improve communication. All right, it can help you to communicate instantly across vast distances. Vast distances means extremely big distance. All right, and then here is the things that you can write down. And then it can help you to foster global collaboration and personal connection. So personal connection here, example like your friendships. So this one sounds very like complicated, but in simple form, it's just that it can help you to improve communication, keep in touch with your friends no matter where they are, anywhere. Okay, not just friendship, maybe in terms of business wise, you can also do global collaboration. Okay, so this is what it means lah. All right, next one, it can also help you to enhances education because it provides accessible, interactive learning experience. Whenever you want to talk about using technology, it's always these keywords of interactive learning. Okay, and your points can be like this, like this. Phenomena. To enable personalized learning and continuous skill development. So these are what your online learning can help you to do. Sorry, just now when I used the eraser, it erased my words as well. Okay, so break it down. Right, enable personalized learning and continuous skill development. If you notice, right, I included some words in green, some in orange color. What does that mean? So for green color, usually are the better choice of word to be used in your essay writing, and also can help you to prompt your elaborations or your pointers. Okay, so all these are vivid verbs, better verbs to be used. All right, foster means encourage lah. Okay, so improve communication, that's one. Enhances education, two. And then the third one will be offers richer entertainment experience. So when you talk about richer entertainment experience, your other words, you are just saying that it makes it more the experience will be more interactive and fun. Okay, the experience is more interactive and fun. All right, so for this part, this is your information. It is an entertaining escape from reality. Okay, so I prepared quite an amount of stuff inside, but for the key points, it's just those that I've highlighted in green, orange, as well as yellow lah. All right, written one is also important points. So far, advantages is like so. So I don't think this is a very something that you are not familiar with, because I believe since you are in lower form, you have been writing topic that's related to technology for a while. Okay, so most of the time, if it's not asking you about technology in so general form, right, it will also be in things like, okay, what is the advantages of using mobile phones? What are the advantages of using, I don't know, man, internet, So you can use the same thing as well. All right. Improve communication, enhances education, offer riches entertainment experience. Janji, whenever you talk about technology, you always what is that called? You always relate it back to internet as well as online. All right. So this is for advantageous parts. Now, so far so good. I want to wait for you all to copy down. No questions, only we move on to the next portion. So all good for your advantageous part. Is there anything that you would like to ask me before we move on to disadvantages? So far, okay? If it's all good, raise your hand or press 1. Okay. Coolios. All right. Now, let's move on to disadvantages. So disadvantages will actually be the opposite of your advantages. However, better students, okay, if you in order to get better marks, right, I will say that students should write in different words. So don't just bulat-bulat, terbalikkan lah. All right. For example, when you say that it improves communication because it helps you to communicate instantly across vast distances, the bad side of it, all right, the bad side of technology will lead to communication challenges. All right. Why? Because lack of the face-to-face interaction. All right. Decline means less. Face-to-face interaction and deep personal connections. It's so convenient that people no longer want to make effort to meet people in person. Okay. Is this what you guys do now? You rather spend time chatting with your friends over gaming, I don't know, man, games or like text, but not just come out, meet them in person. Would that be you, Joshua? Sorry, Echo? Okay, you're not talking to me, is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. As an old people like me, old person like me, okay, I tend to prefer face-to-face interaction more because I think it's better for me to see those, facial expression, body language. So this is what you need to write. When you say it leads to communication challenge, it decline face-to-face interaction and deep personal connections, the cause will be it reduce interpersonal skill and will foster miscommunication. Or if you want better phrase, right, it can be communication breakdown. Okay, communication breakdown. So there's a bit of like miscomma. Then the next one, it will also cause distraction. It's so convenient. You just have to click, then you can just access to multiple internet, websites, all right, apps, all that. So students, teenagers, all right, generations nowadays will juggle multiple digital resources and incoming notifications, and it will cause them to struggle with maintaining focus or even critical thinking because everything is like spoon feeded to them. All right, you can access information so easy that you no longer need to think. You don't understand, you check Google, you get your answer, you don't even have to brain, then you just have to output it again. All right, so this is the downside of it. Okay, and next thing is because it offers richer entertainment experience, it also result in entertainment overuse. Okay, so there will be a displace of time, which means like that you will have no time for physical activity or more meaningful social interaction. So this is just simpler words. This is not harder words. Physical activity means your exercise. Okay. Or more meaningful social interaction. Social interaction means like whether you want to spend your quality time with family or friends or not. Okay. To sedentary lifestyle. So this is a really good word to be used. I hope that you can use this. Sedentary lifestyle means lack of exercise. The lifestyle that is lack of exercise, right? And this will affect also your mental health because you only have to stay in one place to access everything, but you don't have to explore. But this is also at the same time um, not helping you because people have to go out in order to have better well-being. Okay, so these are the advantages, the good side of the technology, and the disadvantages or the bad side of the technology. So far, so good. All right, hello. For those that have just came in, let me just zoom out a bit for you to take a screenshot. This is your page 3. And for those that have already followed through just now, so far, okay, now, any more things that you would like to ask for the advantages or the disadvantages of technology? What we will be talking about today, discussed about today, will be all related to technology. All good? All right. So for those that have just came in late a bit, I think you don't have time to take a copy down now. Just take a screenshot. Okay. So once you've done, Andrea, Jukai, Joshua, Cheryl, and April, I think Joshua already told me all good. For those remaining one, let me know by raising your hand or just press one in the chat box. I want to quickly go through this because I want to spend more time to talk about how can you analyze your question, your essay question, how can you form different sentences in your each section of your essay, and then eventually how can you utilize all this information. So these are for your information, for your understanding, for your knowledge. Later on, we will need to use them. Okay. All right. So count down in 3 seconds, and we shall move on to the ways to encourage wise usage, as well as one of the 1 to 2 extra proverbs or like quote that you can use in your conclusion. All right. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, ways to encourage wise usage is always this. When they ask you advantages and disadvantages, they also ask you how. How can you encourage? Maybe I mean like students to do this, do that. All right. So there are some alternative words that you need to know are ways you can use method, approaches, or strategies. Encourage means promote, foster, nurture. All right. These are the words for ways and encourage that you can use in essay writing. All right. Yeah. So always when you talk about ways, it's like all parties have to come together and then do it together. So three aspects mean a very important aspect. The first one will be parent. Okay, parent will always need to be the role model, or parent will be your what's that called? Your guidance, right? So they will need to implement guidelines and policies for you. All right. Examples will be establishing screen time limits, all right, discussing about online safety and privacy with students, with teenagers, with youngsters. Okay. So the agreeing on age appropriate content, it's not that it's wrong. It's just that I think this is a bit hard for you to elaborate. Just remember those that is easy to talk about lah. Okay. So limit screen time and also discuss about online safety and privacy, right? Moving on to the next one, because you as a teenager, you will spend a lot of time in school. So definitely school also plays an important role to encourage this. So school, your teacher especially, need to integrate lessons on digital literacy. When we talk about digital literacy, it means digital knowledge related to digital stuff. Okay. And online safety into curriculum. Curriculum means your classes lah. Okay. If you want to give examples, you can just simply give like maybe we can conduct a debate with the theme of whether technology is good or not uh, in an English lesson, something like that. So it doesn't really have to always be core curriculum that you need to attend, I don't know, blah, blah, blah club, then we can encourage technology stuff. No, okay? Curriculum itself is sufficient, right? Then the very last one, this influencers is why a teenager, how do I say this out? The influencer shapes how teenagers uh, conduct their lifestyle now. So this is also part of it now. All right, because teenagers spend a lot of time playing social media, using social media. So influencer is also one of the party that will influence you, encourage you. Okay, so influencers should not be doing prank anymore. They should promote digital literacy program, all right, that educate users on healthy tech habits. All right, this is what I will be talking about through social media platforms. So you give example, you can give like through TikTok challenges, all right, through Instagram Reels, Instagram Live, through YouTube Shorts, stuff like that lah. All right. So these are the ways to encourage wide usage from the perspective of parents, school, and also influencers. Okay. So there are two proverbs or quotes that I would like to let you know that is very useful for your conclusion part. I've written here. Okay, conclusion. So the first one is by Edward Teller. Edward Teller is actually a Hungarian American scientist. So he's famous in working those nuclear physics in US. And the quotes that he has mentioned before is the science of today is the technology of tomorrow. So any technology related, what's that called? Technology related essay, you can try to incorporate this in lah. Right? Moving on to the next one. A technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. This is by Christian Lulang. He's actually a Norwegian historian. or like political scientists, they have won a Nobel Prize lah. Right? So technology is a useful servant, but dangerous master is more useful, in my opinion, or more versatile. So this one will be the one that I want you to at least remember, and you can just apply whenever you have a topic related to technology kind of essay. Right? So technology very useful. It can be helpful to you when you use them as a help, but a dangerous master, do not let them to control you, because eventually it will just disrupt your life. All right. So this is for the way to encourage as well as the quotes to be used. And this will be the full thing. If you need to take a screenshot now, you may do so. Okay. Countdown in 5 seconds. I'm going to move on to the next part. So far, okay. All good. Right. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. I've actually prepped something additional for you guys. Just in case you are not sure, okay, I've given you the alternative words, choice of words, how can you use in your starting your essay paragraph or stuff like that, starting a sentence. So for advantages, you can say there are numerous benefits, all right, several benefits, a few benefits, a wide variety of benefits. Okay, one of the main strengths of blah 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 is blah blah blah. The upsides of insert the topic here of technology includes blah blah blah. All right, so these are the other words for you to start a new point, start a new paragraph, or start like a new sentence lah. Disadvantages are, despite its benefits, it has certain drawbacks, because usually we will always talk about positive things first before we talk about the downside, right? One of the major weaknesses, although technology can be effective for us, it also has downsides, like that you can start writing. When it's about ways, you can say to promote technology, the wise usage of technology. Okay, schools should do something, for example. And this one, parents plays a vital role. Vital means important in fostering or encouraging students, all right, or like teenagers to. Then you continue, or like it is essential to nurture digital literacy in teenagers as blah blah blah. Then you can continue to talk about it lah. All right. So you don't have to copy down if that's some part. I can allow you to take a screenshot before we move on to talk about digital related vocabulary later. But if you like to break it down now, then okay, juga, I can provide you a bit more time. Maybe within 2 minutes. Okay. Hi, Cole. So I think what you need to do is take a screenshot for this page first. This is your page 4. I've just done talking about the fact sheets. Right? For those who have already done writing this down, can you please raise your hand or press 1? Let me know. Once you have done, you let me know, yeah? Okay. Everybody, time's up. If that's some part, please take a screenshot now. Countdown in 5 seconds, yeah? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. Now, Moving on to the next one. I already teach you the information related to technology. What are the advantages, disadvantages, ways to encourage them among students, teenagers. Now let's move on to vocabularies that can help you to further enhance your essay writing. All right. So please go to your page 5. Please go to your page 5. So if you notice, I provided you a keywords, okay, that the initial letter can actually help you to branch out to different like idioms, noun phrase, quotes, stuff like that. All right. And these keywords is digital. You just have to remember digital and then you utilize digital in technology related essay. All right. The first one, digital literacy. Okay. Digital literacy means the knowledge of digital. The knowledge of digital. Okay. So let me just do it this. The ability to effectively and confidently use digital technology. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have insights. All right, insight. So insight is means that you have a clear or deep understanding towards something. All right, insights can be the information, the knowledge that you know, you understand. All right. Next one, we have great content is contagious. Don't worry, later I'll give you the sample sentence. How can you utilize them? And then later when we write the essay, I'll also try to use them inside. Okay. Then we have this one. This is great content is contagious. So when you want to talk about if it's a good high quality valuable content, it will actually naturally spreads from person to person. People will share, okay, and it will just go viral automatically. So this great content is contagious. Moving on to the next one, we have the idiom ins and out. It means that the details or complicated facts of something, the overall stuff of something. All right. Moving on to the next one. This is a quote by Bill Gates. Okay, quote by Bill Gates is a bit lengthy, yes, I know, but it's quite useful as well. All right, you can say that the internet is becoming the town square for the global village tomorrow. Okay, it means that because internet is so convenient, all right, it can help you to just bring everyone together. It's not borderless anymore. So technology advance, internet will increasingly serve as a vital public space. Okay, so I know I've been going through quite fast, but you guys write it down first and just highlight the meaning, the keywords in the meaning. And if there's anything that you don't understand before I move on to the last two that I will be giving you later, let me know now. Let me know now. If you've done, you raise hand, yeah? If you're not sure where to raise hand, okay, then you just press one. Okay, speedo. Now, the last two, this is an idiom at your fingertips. Tips. So it means that you can use it very conveniently, very easily. You can access it very easily. All right. And we also have leverage. So try not to use basic words like use. Okay. You can also use leverage or like utilize to indicate that you would like to use something to achieve something new or better lah, to use something. All right, so leverage on technology, leverage on internet, leverage on mobile apps, leverage on digital tools. Okay, utilize. So leverage, or you can also use utilize lah. Let me give you another alternative word here. Try not to use because it's quite basic. And for Form 4 and Form 5, I'll expect you to be able to use better words, vocabularies in your essay writing lah. Okay, so this is your digital. Don't forget digital to be applied in technology related essay. Actually, this one cannot do like this. All right. So for those students who need to take a screenshot now, you may do so. All right, you may do so. Any question, ask me now. Otherwise, count down in 5 seconds. If there's no question from the floor, I'm just gonna move on. All right, I've prepared some of the sample sample sentences for you. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, so for the next page, these are my sample sentence that I've prepped for you. How to use digital effectively. All right, and this can be part of your essay writing. I intentionally provide sample sentences that you may incorporate it directly into essay. Uh, okay, a very general form of it. For example, the first word, digital literacy means the knowledge about the digital, right? So schools should teach students digital literacy to help them use technology safely and wisely. Okay. Next one, technology give us new insight, new understanding, okay, new information into how the world works and help us solve real life problems. The third one, content is contagious, means if it's good, then it can spread very fast. Okay. So when content creators create fun and useful videos, it spreads quickly because great content is contagious. All right, contagious. Next one, we need to understand the ins and out of using internet safely. So whenever you want to talk about the downside, and then you want to talk about things like maybe there's scam, there are some other stuff like the leakage of your privacy, all that you can talk about this lah. Okay, we have to know the in and out, the complete sets, the whole thing, the details of using internet safely to avoid becoming a victim of those stuff. All right. Next one, question number 5. Many believe that the internet is becoming the town square for the global village tomorrow. This one underline, I don't know why, but it's you don't have to underline this tomorrow. Okay, where people connect and share ideas worldwide. So perhaps this can also be part of your introduction. How can you start your essay writing? Maybe not the first sentence, but the second sentence to further elaborate. And then you can tie it back to your thesis statement, stuff like that. Okay. Next one, research engines. Information is now at your fingertips, making learning much easier, where convenience can access anytime, anywhere. We can leverage, means use, okay, technology to improve education and communication. So how can you use them effectively? All right. So have you guys done writing? Do you need more time to write it? Once you have done, you can raise your hand. If you have any question, you let me know in the chat box. And I shall wait for everyone to be ready before we move into our essay writing. Let's go, guys. Okay. So Cheryl, which one do you foresee that you will use the most in your essay writing? Do you guys have like a few preference? Which one you like the best for now? Like among the words or the vocabulary given in digital, which one do you foresee that you'll be able to use them in essay effectively? Are there the some words that you have known for some time, or like this is the first time that you have seen them, that you see them? First time, okay. What about Joshua? This is your page 6 here, guys. Most likely will be the insight. Okay. Second sentence, really. So I believe most of the students do know these words lah. Because I don't think this is like really, really like atas words until you cannot remember. This is not like those Shakespeare time words then. But how do you um how do you train yourself to be aware on whether you know how to use them in essay? That one is another thing lah. So this is something that you guys have to prep yourself for. Be more conscious while you are trying to form the sentences in your essay writing. So maybe you can write down the word map here, the digital, okay? Then immediately when you try to write, and then when you incorporate like, okay, this is advantages, what can I fit in? Then you will know eventually what will be the sentence that you can create. So some students just write what they thought about, they just directly write without filtering, and then perhaps this can miss the opportunity to use better words that you already know lah. Okay, now count down in 5 seconds, then we shall move on. Yeah, count down in 5 seconds, we shall move on. I want to talk about some 2024 police papers questions, and why do I choose to talk about the articles. All right, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go, guys. For this part, your page 7. Okay, I've chosen to talk about articles today. I think articles have the most information required. Like, for example, for this one, they talk about the importance of technology. How does technology affect our life? All right, what are the advantages and disadvantages of it? So all these do merangkumi more lah. Okay, the other one, all right, the other questions that has been included in this police paper 2024 past year police paper. One is review. Have you bought a new sports and fitness equipment recently? Write review about product, explaining why you bought it, what you use it for, would you recommend or not? Why? I think review is relatively easier to be to be written, because you can base on your own personal experience and try to just write. And you have to always constantly remember that you just have to do a recommendation like, oh, this is very good because like this is okay, macam tu. And then this is a story writing. Okay, looking back, buying my younger sister the laptop was the most regretful thing I have ever done. So it's related to technology, yeah, but story ma, so it's experience also. It's easier for you to create. Okay, so if you are really interested in knowing how I will write question number 4 and question number 5, you can contact me, message me through this phone number. It's actually at the bottom of your every page lah, all right, in your seminar notes. Then you can get the sample answer. But today in the class, I would like to spend more time to talk about articles, because I think article, if you are able to nail it, you can really get full marks. It's not hard. But for question number 4 and question number 5, because it's relatively easy to be written, okay, and also it's informal, slightly more informal, right? So it will be more, in terms of the marks wise, you might not be as firm as that, not that sure. Okay, now without any further ado, let's talk about question 3. So usually I will always teach my students that to analyze the question, you are able to secure your at least, okay, your marks by 1 to 2 marks for each section, because you will not, it can help you to avoid doing those like careless mistakes lah. Okay, so analyze question, there are 3 steps that I will usually ask them to use. The first one is to analyze by using WTF. Secondly, okay, your framework of your essay writing. Okay, you can write each of the section by using PEEE. Right? And the very last one, the third one, is going to be TNG. All right. So this one is for you to final check once more before you dive right into writing. Okay. So the WTF here definitely, okay, definitely is not what you think now, not the vulgar words. All right. So WTF stands for who, topic, and format here. All right. And I'll also give you the keywords for who are 90% of the time for guided writing, for factual essays, it's always going to be you, because you are the writer. But in terms of what role are you playing, are you, because for SPM level, it's always either you write as a teenager, write as a student, or write as a children. So which role are you playing now? It depends on your topic. Hence, this is why the flow like so. WT. So topic wise, go and find the word about. All right, going to find the word about, or find the word on. Okay, then the very last one, format, write. Okay, write. Then you can find your what's that called, your key points. Okay, so by utilizing WTF, the you, about, on, right, let's look into our question now. Right, so you see this notice in the newspaper articles wanted the importance of technology. How does technology affects our life? What are the advantages of technology? What are the disadvantages of technology? Write to us on this topic. The best article will be published. right? Write your article. The first one, you see, so you write, so you lah, okay? Memang you saja, right? Topic wise, about or on, there's no about here, there's on this topic. What topic? Actually, for articles, pretty easy as well. It's just below the articles 1/3. So the importance of technology is your topic, okay? And since importance of technology, it is important to everyone. So you just have to write based on teenagers' perspective. Unless you are aiming to talk about something related more towards like academic studies, all right, learning stuff, then you can also use the choice of word like students, all right? So here, W, I do not want to limit you. You can either use teenager, because everyone, anyone, teenagers, student, okay? You can also use like people, like public, okay? But definitely not children, because I don't think technology only works for children related stuff. Okay, so the importance of technology is your topic. The beauty, the last one, write right here your article. So format is article. Anyone don't know what's the format for article? By this time you should be able to know already. I mean, not you should be able to know, you must know already. Okay, so you have to have a title and then you have to underline it. And for the title, it have to be title case, meaning the TIT. Other than those linking words, all right, the initial letter of each word have to be in capital letter lah. Okay, so this is for your format for article, right? Format for article. Don't forget your by as well. Then here, full name. Don't use those like nickname. All right, by XXX. Written by. All right. So this is your WTF. Once it's done, we move on to the step 2. So although I did mention that this one is to be used while you're writing your each paragraph, but you also need to know what will be the points. And by looking at the points here, okay, so this stands for points, point. It means bullet points. So there are 3 bullet points here. Okay, there are 3 bullet points here. Now, the bullet points here, what to check, what to analyze further, what to look into, is your step 3. Okay, so step 3 actually relates to your your point. And step 3 TN means the tense form as well as the number of idea. It is important to check this, both of this, because it can help you to identify whether you are able to get marks for your language portion, or will we be deducting your marks, and also your content part. Is it sufficient? All right. So tense form, definitely it's always related to, is it in present tense manner or is it in past tense? Future tense, very rare, but you can use also. Sometimes we just make it with present tense now. All right. Number of idea, it's always singular or plural. Do they only need you to elaborate further only by 1 point, or do they need you to mention at least 2 points? Okay. So for example, this is your P1. How does technology affect our life? So here they're asking how does, all right? And by looking at the word does, we know that this is definitely in present tense manner, and thus is usually 1 point. So you just have to elaborate on 1 point will do. How does technology affect our life? Okay, but does that mean that you only can write one? Can I proceed to just try to elaborate 2 to 3 points if I have? Still can, because they did not specifically mention a way that technology affects our life. An example, they did not mention and one, all these specific words, so you can still use. All right, next one. What are the advantages of technology? P2, because of the word are and advantages, we know that this is present tense, and you need to elaborate at least 2 advantages of the technology, because it is in plural form. Same goes to your P3. What are the disadvantages of technology? Present tense manner, 2 point. So after analyzing this, we confirm that this is a present tense essay, which is also makes sense because we're talking about importance. This is that factual essay. Text is always present tense. unless it is your experience essay, you're writing about story, your personal experience, something that have already happened, and you try to write them down to give a review or whatnot. Okay, perhaps that one will be more lean towards your path then. Okay, so present tense essay, the first one only need to give one point, and then the second and the third point will need at least 2 points each. All right. So what I like to do after this is also to map out for which point I need to put in which part of my essay. Is it in introduction? Is it in our content? Or is it in my conclusion part? All right. So to me, since they want how technology affects our life, I want to, so intro, content one, content two, content three, your closing, right? I will not put them in introduction. The P1, I will focus on elaborating it in my content one. Content 2 will be our P2A and P2B, the advantages. Content 3 will be P3A and P3B. And for the closing part, this is usually the summary. Okay, the summary. This is how you map it out. All right, ensure you do this so that you know how will you flow your essay. Also, you can check in advance whether the flow, the organization is correct or not. All right, smooth or not. Okay, so this is what I will usually use. All this done, you may start. Okay, you may go start writing your essay. This is what it means lah. WTF, PEE, TNG. All right. By the way, because we are going to write our essay soon, so I will also elaborate this further. So other than P stands for point, the three E's here means, all right, write it down. Elaboration means you need to elaborate why this is your standpoint. You mentioned something here. Okay, there's a statement that you have indicated here. You need to explain why by elaborating it, or at least give me more information so that I understand why, your standpoint is like so. So it's interrelated. Point, elaboration. After elaboration, can you give me more details? If yes, we proceed to example. Is there any real life scenarios that you can share with me? Is there any real life examples? Okay, and the very last one is the effect of it. So effect is like the consequence. It's like, so by doing so, what's next? Okay, by having these advantages, what will be the next thing? How good is it for teenagers, for students, for example? So this is the most solid part, okay, for your content. If you are able to flow sentence like so, all right, at least 4 sentences from point to elaboration to example to effect in each paragraph, I guarantee you can get pretty solid content marks. Okay. But also providing that you have already analyzed this correctly. Because if you did not analyze this correctly, for example, the point 2, you only give one advantages. Definitely you are lacking of one. Okay. It's memang not sufficient one. Okay, insufficient one. All right, so yeah, I spent a bit time to explain here. So far, so good. Any questions? If there's no further questions, everyone ready to move on? Can you please raise your hand? So for those who came in later, in case you've missed out my second page and the third page, what we'll be doing today, we'll be writing this essay by using our fact sheet in page 2, some of the information there, and also the vocabularies in page 3. What are our vocabulary? Our digital. I will try my best to incorporate as much as we can, but janji is appropriate only at pula. I don't want to put it in. Okay. So Jukai and also Ming Hui so far okay not for this? Is there any question that you guys want to ask me before we move on further? Nope, all good, okay. So don't forget we need to write according to, let me write this as well. According to CCAOL. So I'm not sure whether a school teacher mentioned this to you already or not. So CCAOL, sorry, I forgot I actually have some important things to be included down there. So yeah, this is what I want to talk about next. All right. So CCAOL is your marking scheme, right? What you need to remember is for C, content part, you must write based on this. What have you analyzed just now? CA, communicative achievement, you have to ensure your format is there. You have no format, communicative achievement will be deduct marks. All right. Definitely it's more than that, but I'm just giving you the most general one you at least remember. I don't want to stuff too much stuff in your brain later. Then you cannot function anymore. All right. The O here stands for organization, means you must have, okay, linkers and connectors. What are your linkers and connectors? Your sentence starters, all right? Your before, moreover, firstly, secondly, thirdly, in conclusion, furthermore, besides, other than that, all right? And because, all that. So to make it easier for you to remember or try to be more conscious on what can you use, what are the things that you can use, right? Linkers and connector, you remember your fanboys and your I saw a wobble. So these are your what's that called again? I suddenly forget their name. Coordinating conjunction and subordinating conjunction. Okay, for and nor, but, or, yet, so. All right. If, since, although, while. I forgot what says. When, after, because, but. All right. I cannot remember. I cannot remember. So yeah. So these are your coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions, and they can serve as your linkers and connectors lah. Right? Try to challenge yourself or at least achieve for a length of like, and let's say that it's with a length of like 200 to 250 words, try to achieve 10, use 10 different punya linkers and connectors. Okay, so we will try to do that later. Right? And the very last one for language part, you need to try to use variation of sentence structure, all right, varied of sentence structure, as well as varied of vocabulary lah. Okay, so this is like different sentence structure. For example, simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, all right, sentence structure. It can be related to also like passive form or active form, okay, as well as your vocabulary lah, vocabs. So this is why I included so many things above there. It's to help you to do this. Okay. So all good. Now countdown in text 10 seconds. Let's move on to the writing part. I'll teach you one by one. Each section, what will be the key aspect to be written. But before that, so far okay not guys? Do you need to go to the toilet, take a break before we start writing? Or just dive right into it? If you're ready to dive right into it, just raise your hand. If you need a break time, maybe a 5-minute toilet break, water break, can you please like put a pangka or stuff like that? Okay, yeah. All good. So now in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's move on to the next part. So to expedite the whole process, I've actually written for you guys, but I want to discuss as well because I don't want you to become a photostat machine, just scan and write down. Okay, don't copy saja lah, right? So our main objective here is definitely through this midterm seminar, it's able to help you to really remember how to write better essay. Okay, so there is some of the notes that I've put at the side of our what's that called? At the side lah. Okay, the side banner. So for introduction, it's always this is 100% introduction for your guided writing or your factual essays. All right, we always go with topic. You have to talk about the topic. So the topic that we have for this essay is about the importance of technology. Keywords: technology, importance. Okay. Thesis statement. Can you please write it down? Thesis statement means you need to give a summary of your point number 1, point number 2, and point number 3. So the objective of doing this is to ensure that your reader are able to understand clearly what will be discussed in the upcoming content part, or by only just reading your introduction. Okay, this is to establish your communicative achievement, to ensure that everything is like straightforward ideas and everything is being mentioned nicely lah. Okay, so let's write down our format. Since there is format for this, right? Since there's format for this essay, we have to put in our format first. And it is an article, So we have to write that lah. So the importance of technology. Underline. Move on. Don't forget article. Written by or by, write your own name. And you cannot go with just like nickname. So I'll write my name like this lah. In the center, yeah. Macam ini. Yeah. This one don't have to underline. Okay. So ready, yeah? In 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys. So first thing that you need to know is that we need to have a hook sentence. You can either use the facts that I've included in our fact sheets, like those like 90% of the students or what, okay, that kind. Or this is a general one. I'm trying to teach you the easier one because I think you need something that you are able to remember until the day that you have exam. Okay, so in today's fast-paced world, and this is very versatile. Other than technology, you can also use in other topic as well, right? So in today's fast-paced world, the next thing that you need to put in is the topic. Okay, we have to put in the topic. So our topic is technological. So this is what we will be doing today. We will be doing now, right? So in today's fast-paced world, yeah, jangan. The topic, just write the topic key sentence, technology or the keywords. Technology plays an, usually we always say that, oh, it's important, kan? So technology plays an important role in shaping our lifestyle, particularly for the younger generation. Okay? And important is quite basic. So you have to know what will be the alternative word for important. All right. So, an important or an essential role. If you do not like to use essential, you can also change to all right, vital. These are words with the meaning of important. Okay. So in today's fast-paced world, technology plays an essential or a vital role in shaping our lifestyle, particularly for the younger generation. Okay, so we just go with a general statement here. Okay. Then the next thing you need is to give the summary of P1, P2, P3. What does that mean, teacher? It means that no matter what you do, you try to fit these 3 points. How technology affects our life, the advantages, the disadvantages, okay, into one sentence. Into one sentence. Okay, so this is what I do. It brings, this is our P1. It brings, P1 is about how it affects ma. So your answer is definitely like it brings very great impact, right? So it brings, use this word, a significant impact on our daily lives. And there are numerous, just put them in, advantages and disadvantages that we must be aware of. Okay, so by doing so, you not only mentioned about the topic, you also did talk about the point 1, point 2, and point 3 as well. Hi Sabrina, welcome to my class. We are currently at page 9. We are starting to write the essay on the importance of technology. Right? So everybody, you can write it down first. And if there's anything that you would like to ask me, can you please let me know like now? Uh-oh. Phenomenal. Oh, I didn't mention about the color code for you guys, right? So usually what in my class what has been written in purple means the format related. So because this is an article that we are writing, we need to have a title with all the words in title case. We need to say by and Stephanie, the full name lah, right? Your name, right? The author's name. Then blue color highlighter is like a hook lah. It's more versatile for you to start like this and also to grab reader's attention better than the normal starter. Okay, because it's very boring or dull, right? Next one, blue color means our topic. And then the red color here are the P1, P2, P3, which is the bullet points, the points that you need to be discussed in the content part that we have analyzed from, extracted from our question lah. Okay. Yeah, then we have the pink color. Pink color is our linkers and connectors. I want to also show you this to ensure that we have at least 10 different ones. Okay, so I did not highlight everything. See, because there are N here as well, but I only highlight few because this is repeating. Okay, we need to use at least 10 in order to form a good essay to get your organization mark. All right, so yeah, for the first part, introduction part, if you have done and you have no further questions to ask, can you please raise your hand? Let me know. Or press 1. Is that okay, huh? Alrighty. Okay. What about Min Hui and Sabrina? You need a bit more time for this. For those who have done, you can look at the down there already, the content one. So we need to start to talk about how does technology affect our life. Content one is our point number 1 lah. Okay, Sabrina done. Nice one. So count down in 5 seconds for those who really tak sempat. Since majority done now, right? I have to also follow everyone's pace, okay? To try to do it according to everyone's pace. So you just have to screenshot it down lah, print screen. I always say screenshot because I always use phone. Oh my god. Okay, print screen. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on. So now we go to content 1. So because I want to get the organization mark that much, right? I will use to begin with or over as a result, blah, blah, blah. So why? Because, yeah, because although initially when we analyze, we say we use 1 point, but it doesn't mean that we cannot use more than 1 point. So I want to get content mark as well. So I have more over here for the elaboration. Okay, don't forget, although I did not include the PEE here, in case you forgot, P stands for points. So the first sentence is always your point, your statement. Okay, E stands for elaboration, which is like, okay, why do you do so? Why is it like so? Give me a reason. Or like, is there any extra information that can help me to understand why you do so? Okay, same thing lah. Then we have examples. But sometimes when your elaboration is lengthy enough, detailed enough, you don't have to put in examples. So it depends. This is essay writing. So there is some versatility there lah. Okay, and the very last one, there is effect. So I always emphasize that it's best to have points and effect. Elaboration example, you can mix or like just combine together or even like have both. All right. And the effect here, this is like as the end result. So what's next? Okay, so what's the consequences? You have to put this so it ties your whole paragraph nicely. It ties the whole paragraph up nicely. Okay. Anyhow, let's go with our point now. So point to begin with, we go with technology has changed our routine by making information and services readily available to be gotten easily. Okay. However, if you notice, right, I have some gray color words here. So I did not explain to you what is gray color kan just now because I want to change them. All right. So definitely these are the normal words, okay? Normal phrases to be used to explain it. Okay. However, if you are aiming for better language mark, you want to use richer vocabulary, don't use change. Use the word revolutionize. It immediately help you to elevate the whole feeling. Okay. So revolutionize. Okay. Technology has revolutionized our routine by making information and services readily available Okay, here, yeah, to be gotten easily. If you realize, this is the definition of one of our word map words. Okay, can anyone give me the word map words? We want to utilize them here. By making information and services readily available to be gotten easily, easy to be accessed. It's like at your, so what is this? What's this? Thank you very much, Joshua. At your fingertips. Okay, at your fingertips. These are better words lah. Maybe I don't put purple, I just use green to represent every good words, phrase, vocabulary. Okay, next one. Continue. Try not to use change because it's quite basic. So you can say transform. Yes, transform how we. So here is your further elaboration. Okay, you say your technology have revolutionized our routine. So our routine here is actually our life now, our daily life, right? By making information and services readily available at your fingertips. Can you further elaborate more? Can you explain why you say so? Then you further talk about it. It have transformed how we carry out everyday tasks because we want to go back to our life kan, to tie back to our problem statement here, question statement here. Okay, so transform how we carry out everyday tasks, gain knowledge, as well as, so don't always just use and to provide additional information. You can also use as well as connect with others. All right, connect with others. Moreover, it has greatly improved. Other than that, what will be your key points that you want to talk about down there? Then you can also try to talk about it here, lightly lah, tap into it. It has greatly improved many people's knowledge of digital. All right, so we pause here for a while. So knowledge about digital stuff. Okay, better words we will use digital literacy. Okay, it has greatly improved many people's digital literacy, opening up endless opportunities to express ideas, create content. You just have to think about what technology, what you have used social media to do, okay? And develop new skills. As a result, technology has become deeply embedded in our daily life. So we tie it back like this. I think this is also a very good phrase, and not much people will try to describe it like so long. So deeply embedded in our daily life. Okay. Mm. So you try first. Right. Once you've done, you let me know by raising your hand or press one. If you have any question, do let me know now. So far, okay, guys. Joshua done. Good, good. What about the others? Andrea, Jikai, Sabrina. What's the meaning of embedded? Embedded is like deeply attached to. Okay, embedded is I think this is like a term to be used for like embedding code, right? So when you say embedded, it means that it's deeply let me find the word for you. Okay. Yeah, fixed, deeply fixed into a surface of something. So when you say deeply embedded means it's like something that is um bringing a very major influence to our life that uh it's just fixed there lah. Okay, we won't change it. We will be very used to it, that kind of stuff. Okay, so embedded mean deeply fixed. Any other questions? Okay, coolios. Now let's move on to the next part. So next part, go to our page 10. There are several P2. Okay, now when you start your point, you must start from your what's that called? You must start from your uh question statement. Okay, so our P2 is advantages of technology. But since introduction part, we already used the advantages, the term to in your thesis statement. Let's change another word. So we have also learned, right? The other word for advantages will be benefits. Okay, so there are several benefits of technology. Or of it, you can use pronoun as well. Then, since we know that we need to give at least two, right? More than one, use linkers like so. For one, it enhances education. Now, those orange color one and also the brown color words I extracted from our fact sheets. I'm trying to show you, demonstrate to you, how can you use the fact sheet information in your essay writing. Okay, so for one, it enhances education by enabling personalized learning, all right, personalized learning and continuous skill development. This is your elaboration. And then you give me examples. Okay, you say personalized learning and continuous skill development, apa itu? This is online learning lah, means. All right. And then you further explain more example. So students can now learn at their own pace, right? Through interactive learning materials online. Give me examples now, such as video contents from mobile apps and mobile online platforms. Okay, so your flow, point, elaboration, example, effect tak perlu first because we haven't talked about the next advantages as well. So the effect sekaligus we can do it at the end. So the first one, we talk about education first. Okay. Next one, also the more important one, will be the general one. Other than the benefits of helping us to enhance education, it can also help us to improve our communication. So furthermore, technology has improved communication. Elaboration, I can explain more. With digital tools like messaging apps and video, I try to combine elaboration and example together. All right. Digital tools like messaging app and video calls, people can stay in touch. We use some word pairs here. Communicate instantly across vast distances. Then your ending. So what's the effect? What's the consequences? This helps to foster global collaboration and personal connection. And then of course, the keywords, whenever you talk about like online, internet, right? We use anytime, anywhere. Okay, write it down. Take your time. Once you have done, you raise your hand. Okay, any questions from the floor? Anything that you would like to ask further? Okay, no questions from the floor? Then have you done writing? If you've done, raise your hand, yeah? Cheryl Tan, Gucci good. Okay, what about Andra, Chikai, Joshua, and Sabrina, as well as Eiko? Still writing, boleh. Okay, okay. Right, let's wait for Chikai a bit more, yeah? So far, so good, right? If you know the fact sheets information or you know the information to be included in, and by using the PEE flow, right, it's easy for you to flow it in a smooth, what's that called? Organization. And then you can also get your organization mark, lah, okay? And see how I try hard. So I think I've already included more than 10, don't count the end up, but more than 10 linkers and connectors in the essay. So this is what you need to do, okay? Moving on to the next part. So since we are talking about positive things here, now when we move on to disadvantages, use linkers that can show you like there's a contrast one. So either you use however, you can also use apart from that, all right? On the other hand, okay? Or like despite the various benefits, okay? Technology also brings, okay? Then you move on to the next one. So here, brings, talk about your P3. Your P3 is about the disadvantages of technology. Now we change the word, don't use disadvantages. We use benefit just now, so we can also use, what's the alternative word for disadvantages? Drawbacks. Okay. Technology also brings drawbacks. Wait, numerous drawbacks, because we have to give more than one. Then you continue to talk about it. One major disadvantage, we can change to another word. One major weakness, because we are talking about one, so we go with singular form, is that it could, sorry, not it could, it causes, okay, it causes distraction. Again, orange color and the brown are from fact sheets, okay? So this is your point. Further elaborate, okay, you say numerous drawbacks, what's drawbacks, or the causes distraction. Explain more, please. So example, students nowadays juggle multiple digital resources and incoming notifications, making them often struggle to maintain their focus or ability in performing critical thinking. Okay, that's the first one. Then we have to move on to the next one by using linking words. In addition, what? Technology, other than causing you distraction, it can also, just now we talked about the communication for the second point, right? So this one also same thing, leads to communication challenges, right? Then you further elaborate, why is that so? Why are you saying that? Okay. Many teenagers now rely heavily on digital communication and shy away. Shy away means you try to avoid, okay? Shy away from face-to-face interaction, then your ultimate effect here, the consequences, which can reduce interpersonal skills and foster miscommunication. Better word, foster communication breakdown. Okay, or you can also say, which can reduce interpersonal skill, all right, causing a communication breakdown. Also boleh. So this is how you write it. So if your positive one, you already started with talking about education first, then the communication one. You talk about student and then teenager. When you go to disadvantages, a better flow will still be you start from the disadvantages of education that it brought to students, all right, education, okay, and also the disadvantages that technology brings to the communication next lah. So the sequence, you try to remain a similar pattern so that it's more consistent, all right, and consistency is also part of your organization things that you need to consider about, all right. Let me know if you have any questions. I think we sempat to glance through the paper one also. I think I can provide you some tips and tricks on a few important section of the paper one. So paper one, I believe you also received another photo stated notes, right? So that one, the answers are included. All right. So what I will be doing is not to go through it with you. I'm just trying to give you some tips lah. Then later on when you do it, maybe you can apply the tips and hopefully it helps you better. Okay, to expedite the whole process, to help you to save some time, all right, during your exam. Okay, so yeah, write this first. If you have done, you raise your hand. If you have question, you let me know. Cheryl done. Good to good. All right. And just in case, for those who felt like, teacher, this one is really hard, not the word or the vocabularies, all right, or the sentence structures that I will be using. If you are aiming for a more toned down version, you can also text me at the side. Okay, I can provide it to you. I think the most important thing is, of course, if I'm a teacher, I will expect you to write better marks. I hope that you are able to write, okay, better marks essay by using richer vocabularies, right? Different sentence structures. But still, if this is something that stop you from writing, because some people is like, okay, now I need to do this, but then you start because you're not sure how. Then I will rather you be able to write first. Using basic vocabulary also never mind. So this one is definitely from 4 or even from 5 level standard of like the vocabulary level lah, the cipher level B. I think I use B2 until C1. Okay. If you want a relatively simpler one, just to get the gist of it first, I let me know. Text me at the side, I can give you that version. Janji, you'll be able to write lah. Right. I hope that this can help come out in your exam. Okay. Cool, cool. Cheryl done, Joshua done, Sabrina done. Hooray. Let's wait for Andrea, Jika, and also Yongyi a bit. Then we shall move on to conclusion. Okay. Oh, okay. So your name is Yongyi, or like call Yong. Just now the name your sequence wise is a bit different. So I've been calling your name wrongly just now. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next one. So this is the very last one to conclude, okay? If it's about your conclusion, it's always similar to your introduction. So what you need in your summary, can you also try to write it down? You need a topic sentence to be reiterate here. Because after you explain so many things, your reader might already forgotten what you are trying to say. Okay, advantages, what is that? Okay, it's about your technology. Okay, so summary, and then if possible, give an advice or opinion. Don't give both lah, just either one will do because we have to keep our conclusion concise. Okay, so to conclude, in summary, in a nutshell, all right, all in all, topic is undoubtedly here to stay. Our topic is technology. So technology is undoubtedly here to stay. So what does this phrase mean? Technology. So when you say undoubtedly here to stay, it means that because it is very useful, it might be continued to be used for a long time more. Okay? Yeah. Then you elaborate lah. Why do you say so? It is a powerful tool that continues to shape our future. Again, I'm trying to hinge a bit on like our life, okay, affect our life here, shape our future by, and here we talk about something that we've always talked about in our advantages and disadvantages. The two area that we have discussed is always just learn and communication lah. So transforming how we learn and interact. Nevertheless, all right, because there's advantages and disadvantages. So here you have to flip it again. Nevertheless, it is also a double-edged sword. Okay, so double-edged sword is a very useful phrase to use whenever the essay asks you to write about advantages and disadvantages. There is pros and cons. So the sword can cut you, can also cut people. Okay, good for you, good for people. Harmful, also harmful. So good and bad lah. Okay, double-edged sword, right? As the saying goes, yeah, here we put in our quote. So when you say got good, got bad, technology is a useful servant. So it's good for you to use them as a help, as an assistant, but a dangerous master. Don't let them control you. But because we are talking about a quote, so you need to explain a bit just in case people don't know what's the meaning of this quote. So therefore, this is your effect. Therefore, we must learn to use technology wisely so that it serves us rather than control us. But I don't want to use the basic word of use. So tell me, guys, what is the word in our word map digital that I can utilize here? That I can utilize, utilize here to replace the word use. Anyone? Yeah, very good, Joshua. Leverage. Okay, we can leverage technology wisely so that it serves us rather than control us. Okay, so this is how you write the whole article, right? How you write the whole article. I know the pace is a bit fast. So after you've written this conclusion, can you please check through your introduction, your content part, as well as your conclusion again? Is there anything that you would like to ask in regards to the content or the vocabulary used? Two, the organization, the flow, the structure. Three, or if you have any question related to the technique that I've taught you just now, the WTF, PEE, or like our T and G, okay, touch and go, not touch and go, T and go, okay, let me know. All right. I will also open for questions, okay, to ask that you have that is related to essay writing. Don't have it doesn't have to be related to article. As long as you have question, you let me know. Sabrina dan boleh. Then you can take a glance uh, on the overall essay and also check if there's anything that you would like to ask in regards to what I've mentioned just now. Okay, everyone done. Good, good. Any questions from the floor? Mm, Let me lower all hands. Okay, I know everybody have done, but is there any questions from the floor? Content 2, furthermore, sentence, content 3, in addition, sentence, little arrow. What does that mean? Content 2, furthermore, sentence, content 3, in addition, sentence. Furthermore, technology has improved communication. Full stop. Kenapa? Ah? Oh, good. Next one. In addition, technology can lead to communication challenges. Okay. Ah. What's the little arrow that you think? Eh? My typing ah. Let me see. Improved ah. Has improved. Oh, okay. Thank you for pointing out. Yeah, yeah. My bad. I've been typing out for you guys and I forgot to check this. Has improved. We used present perfect tense. Yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. Next one. Technology can, yeah. After model verb, we cannot use as. Yes, thank you for pointing it out, Joshua. Thank you for flagging. Yes, guys, sorry, guys, my bad. So this one is content two. Technology has improved. We have to use has improved, which is the present perfect tense, because from the past until now, all this while. So with a period of time, we use present perfect. Okay, so just change the S to D. Next one in the content tree, can after model verb, we will go with the base form. So can, where's my content tree? Can lead. We don't have to put it with S. Should go with base form. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you. It means you really put focus full attention on the class. All right. Anything else? Okay. So nothing else. So far so good, Joshua. What about the others? Wow. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Then before we move on to paper one, guys, I'll give you guys a 10 minutes break, drink water a bit, or that. And then after that, when you come back, we will look into our paper one photostated the notes, and then we'll talk about the tips and tricks for each section. I think 20 minutes should be sufficient for me to talk about everything. But if possible, we do one. If not possible, at least you know the tips and tricks. All right. So 10 minutes, you can go walk all that because it's been a while. You have been sitting for almost 1 hour and a half, guys. Okay, let me pull out my timer. Is it possible for me to pull out my timer here? To for you guys. Where is my time? Okay, so 5 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes, but 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes break. right. Okay. Progression check pula. Sorry, we have less than 1 minute here. I just want to confirm if everybody is in. So, in front of your screen, in as in, if you are in front of your screen, you are ready to move on to paper one. Can you please raise your hand? Okay, Joshua is always here. And Jai here. Okay, cool, cool. Right. After the 10 minutes, I hope you felt a bit more refreshing, ready to talk about paper one. Okay. Then 30 seconds. Okay, actually no, 25 seconds left. Guys, let's do this and then get good result in your midterm. And remember to share with me your good news if you eventually really get good results. Yeah. All right. Let's go, guys. This is like a free celebration for your midterm. Joking. Okay, so since I'm using paper two questions from police paper, I'm also using paper one from police paper so that you can do one whole set of state paper, past year's actual state paper, all right, and get a better understanding on what will be the level of difficulties of the questions as well as how can you do them accordingly lah. All right. So each part, the tips and tricks, some may be already sound familiar for you guys, some may be new to you guys, so just listen lah. Okay. So the part one is your multiple choice question. What? So multiple choice question, you have only A until C. All right. Maybe sometimes A until donkey. What you need to do is really have to utilize your elimination method. Now, guys, I do not trust my own instinct. You shouldn't too, all right? Elimination method. So after looking at the options you have, you should always also confirm, all right? After choosing the correct answer, for example, is A, you should always confirm your remaining options are wrong so that you can get like 100% accuracy for your each of the sentence, each of the questions. Okay, let's do one lah. Okay, for example, this question number one here. From the notice, we know that what? Playground rules. Children within this playground must at all times be under the supervision of their parents or guardians. The age limit for playing is between 5 to 10 years old only. Parents or guardians will be responsible for any incidents occurred in this playground. No footwear, trolleys, food, and drinking items shall be allowed to be carried into the background. Playground. Thank you. And then the management. All right. So we know what? The answer is let me use highlighter. The answer is B. Teenagers are not allowed in the playground. So let's see what's why A and B cannot. I think this is a stronger reason. Okay. So A. Children must play with their parents in the playground. This is not correct. We don't have to play with parents. We only need supervision of parents and guardians. So because of this, information is wrong. This is not your answer. Okay, C. The management is responsible for everyone's safety. The management is not responsible for everyone's safety. Okay. The safety part is for parents or guardians to be responsible. You get what I mean? So this one, wrong. This is what you need to do lah. Okay. Trust no instinct, man. That's the first part. Now let's move on to your part two. Part two is your page 5. Okay, part two is your page 5. Right? So since part two is more like our rational clause, rational clause is all about your grammar knowledge. Your grammar knowledge and your vocabulary. Bank, okay, vocabularies. Vocabularies, comprehension. Right? So this one, memang have no other ways to try to tembak, okay? If you don't understand, you will do it wrongly lah. That's that. Okay, so this one I don't think I can do together with you because when you do, you have to know. But I think what you can do is you need to understand the difference, the slight difference in between some in among the confusing verbs. Okay, among the confusing verbs. For example, gain, boost. Okay, I just randomly gain, boost, attract, increase sounds like something that is going up. all right, other than attract lah. But all sounds very positive, right? So in the context, which one will be the best to fit? You have to look into it. Okay, so leveraging the question number 10, leveraging the question number 10. So here, according to veteran Harun Manis farmer Zainal Abidin Ahmad, this coming Hari Raya Aidilfitri festive season, fruit is poised to what millions in interest. Okay, so if you do not know the meaning of poise, it's very hard for you to know which one is the best one. Okay, poised to what? The answer should be question number 10, C. So what is our C here? Attract. Okay, attract. So it's not to gain, to not boost, not increase, but attract interest. Macam ini lah. Okay, so this one I will advise you to do more practice, especially those past year actual questions, in order to understand what will be the commonly asked verbs ke, noun ke, stuff like that lah. Okay, so this one no other way. All right, moving on to the third part. Okay, the third part, let's go to your page 7. All right, let's go to your page 7. This is your long text. Okay, long text is also one of the part where a student really hates it. Okay, my opinion is that there's no other way than, again, about your comprehension towards your grammar. Why do I always write grammar double one then? Grammar as well as your vocab. Okay, but then if you're really tabule, then what you can try to do is that you only check, all right, the question first. Then you find the keywords. And then you go back to the paragraph. Okay. And then according to the keywords included, you try to search for your answer nearby. It's always before or after or somewhere around there, right? Key point is that usually sometimes, right, the options provided or the options included are quite close to each other. You always choose the most detailed one. Okay, yeah. So this is how it goes lah. So this one I don't think I can. Should I bring you through? Let's bring you through. The first one question number 19 Okay. So according to question number 19, I will be staying at this page. You can go on to the next page and check the question first. From paragraph 1, what made Lina fearful? The keywords here, Lina, fearful, and also it's from paragraph 1. So here, read the whole paragraph 1 dulu. So you don't have to read the whole thing before you start writing. Otherwise, you forgot. Okay, you may forgot. So the water was splashing over the side of the sampan, which was riding low in the water. When they started, Lina was already apprehensive that the sampan could sink any moment, but Park Jin said it was normal. Believing him seeing other sampan also riding low in Lake Chini, she felt relaxed but not much. Okay, so here the keywords is somewhere around Lina was already apprehensive that the sampan could sink any moment. Okay, so this apprehensive means like a bit kanchiong, nervous, don't know what to do. All right, so what makes Lina fearful? Your option A, until donkey A, water splashing over the side of the sampan. B, the nonchalant look on Park Jin's face. C, possibility of the sampan sinking. D, low gliding of the sampan. Your answer should be C. Okay, the possibility of sampan sinking, because there is literally sampan sinking. Okay, and of course we have to use elimination method. Why can't it be A? Water splashing over the side of sampan. Okay, that one is at the front, which is not the main concern. This is not the best answer. Yes, it's here, but it's not the best answer because it's not the most closest to the keywords. All right. B, the nonchalant look on Park Jin's face. Nonchalant means like don't care. All right. Not very like it's like a bit like double, they can't feel out. So Park Jin said it was normal, but there's no look on it. So on him. Because of this is wrong. The choice of word inside wrong. All right, C correct. D, the low gliding of the sampan. Again, low gliding in the sampan is also not the best answer. So for this part, part 3, you might face a challenge where everything seems to be from the passage, but which one is the best answer? So you'll check the one that is the most detailed one, or you have the exact words, that one correct. Okay, so this is for part 3. Moving on to the next part, our part 4. We're almost there. I think we can finish off. So part 4 is your matching, is it? Let me see. Yep, text. Okay, go to your part 4. It's in your page 11. Part 4, part 4, part 4. Ini, page 20. Okay. So gap text wise, it's also to check before and after. To check the before and after sentence. Okay. Then what you need to find out is your antecedent, which is the word that comes first that is usually noun. Is there any pronoun? Kata ganti nama. Alright. And then the third one is similar words, or like your synonym, or like similar information. Okay, so you check the sentence before and after the gap, and then you find this antecedent or any pronoun that can indicate the number or the tense form, something like singular, plural, semua tu, similar words, keywords lah, any key information. And then when you go to the options part, you try to match them. It's like a pairing game. Okay, the more it matches, then the best it will be the next sentence lah. And also the next thing is you can also utilize PEE sometimes. All right, because most of the time essay will be written in PEE form. A statement first, elaboration, examples, effect. So you have to look at the placement of the gap. All right, placement of the gap, and then you can also agak lah. Then you see the options. Is it considered as the first sentence? Is it considered as an example? Is it sounds like does it sounds like the end of the sentence? And then it can also help you to further scope down whether is it correct or wrong. Okay, so I don't want to go through this. I think gap text you have to take some time to look into. All right, and the very last one will be your part 5, which is in your page 23. Is it 22? Okay, part 5. So for part 5, one thing sahaja, it's all about your keywords. Because for matching, it's like a what's that called? The question is like evolved information transfer plus short answers. Okay, so after you read the statements here, you have to catch the keywords and eventually try to find the answer and then match your statement accordingly. The keywords here, all right? Then the text have to use one word, and so you have to also find where is this sentence from, what will be likely the word that can use, and then eventually you'll find your answer lah. Itu saja. Okay, so yeah. For paper 1 part, any questions before we dismiss the class? If there's no question, all good, can you please raise your hand? If you do have any question is there any like paper 1 part that confused you, all right, always makes you cannot get full marks, you let me know. So far, okay, huh? Alrighty, then I think that's all for today. Thank you for your time. All right, rest well, and I shall see you again in class or perhaps next time. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye, Sabrina.